sports.
Welcome to the Shot Clock, where we're talking sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and we're 100% digital, 100% live, and 100% real. Let's count them down. Good afternoon. Welcome to another edition of the Shot Clock. It's our digital sports show. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat. Joining me today is my brother, Terrell Thomas, a senior sports and entertainment editor for These Urban Times. You got to add the senior in there because that means you're the boss. That's what that means. That means I've been doing this for a couple of years.
Amen. Great to see you today.
How you been doing this week, T?
Amazing weekend. I know we're going to discuss a few things, but it was a great weekend. So no complaints this way. How about yourself?
It was a great basketball weekend. Look, we are in the playoffs, and we're starting to let more fans into the stands, and I'm just excited to be a witness to all of that. Let's put ourselves on the shot clock. That's the premise of the show. Try to get it all in within a certain amount of time. Let's get into the playbook. This is where we discuss our top stories here in Philadelphia, which is mainly where we're based out of. We got to talk about our Sixers winning their first playoff game. Congratulations. Their first home game. We got that W. The Sixers beat the Washington Wizards last night, 125-118. We are at 50% capacity at the Wells Fargo Center. I was so blessed to be in the building for this playoff game. There I go. I was in the nosebleeds, but I was there. They have people in the suites. Dikembe Mutombo, a former Sixer as well, was there. So, what?
No. That's Dikembe, his thing. No.
Oh, I thought you meant he wasn't a Sixer. I'm like, wait a minute. We had him for a little bit. Don't try to play, because Terrell's a Hawks fan. He played for the Hawks for a couple of years.
Yeah, he does have a connection to both of us. Amen to that.
Yes, he does. So Dikembe actually rang the bell before the game. So they got us all in the suite level. So, like, literally, we can't go on the floor. I can't go down there to get wings. Like, you got to stay in your level. So I was so excited to be at the game. Literally, my throat hurts today just from the level of excitement. It was a little weird. I didn't feel like it was a playoff game. I don't know if it's because this is the first time people were moving into the 50% capacity. But I just did not really feel the energy like throughout the game. As I've been to other playoff games, and it just felt different. I don't know if it's because of the protocols, or people have to stay in their seats, they have to wear their masks. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I definitely felt like the intensity level from the crowd was not there as it has been until like the end of the game. But I was turned up the whole game. So let's look at how our guys did. It was this game was closer than what I would have liked it to be, especially since the Washington Wizards are the 8th seed. We are the number 1 seed. This is our final standing from our guys. What did you see from this game? How did you feel about our performance, T?
First and foremost, damn sure have to tip my cap to Tobias Harris. That man put the team on his back last night. That was yesterday afternoon, excuse me. That was amazing to see, just for everything that he's been through. Folks saying he's not an all-star, he's not this, he's not that. What he is, he is a phenomenal scorer. He can get the ball on the rim. I think it's great that him and Doc Rivers are back together. But Harris and Embiid, Embiid kind of showed us he was in foul trouble early, but he still was able to make an impact in the fourth quarter. We see once again Ben Simmons. He had 6 points yesterday, but he still was able to facilitate on offense and on defense. So the Sixers look good. The game was pretty much where I thought it would be, because even though Washington is the 8th seed, they do have 2 phenomenal all-stars in Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook. So that's, they can win a game, I think, as the series continues. But I was very, very impressed with the Sixers yesterday. Very impressed.
Our digital guy, Wiso, says Sixers in 4. And he thinks it's going to be a sweep. I don't know. Based off what I saw and based off how we reacted, Bradley Beal is a problem. Mm-hmm. And when Ben is not on the court, he is out here just doing what he wants. And we need to figure out and devise a plan to shut him down when Ben is not on that court. We've talked about Ben's defensive prowess in the past. He's always going to have that. 15 rebounds, 15 assists is incredible. And I never thought I'd say this because, I always defend Ben. but I need him to do better with the scoring. We are in the playoffs. I need you to kick it up. He missed 6 foul shots. You cannot do that, especially in these integral parts of the game, like the last 2-3 minutes where he missed 2 very critical foul shots when we were a lot closer than 125, 118. You know, for the majority of the game, we were neck and neck with this team.
Yep.
And especially in the final quarter, we can't be missing crucial foul shots like this from a leader like Ben Simmons. We just can't. I'm happy that he shot up a 3. Funny when he shot the 3 and it bricked real hard. I'm this in the suite, so I'm with the people that don't really react to stuff, you know. But I was like, yeah, and everyone was like crickets around me. But I was like, yeah, and people were like, this girl is crazy, and I was like, Ben shot the ball from 3-point range, so we're getting there. But I just don't think that Ben can be that terrible from the line. I think I saw a stat that like no one else is this bad from the line except for Shaq. I would never want to see Ben and Shaq in the same line.
Yeah, that's not good.
He couldn't hit a foul shot for his life. So I just need Ben to step up with that, you know, just making the foul shots and getting those easy buckets that he should be able to make as a leader of this team and the point guard. And then, you know, my qualms with Danny Green for the whole season. You know, everybody talks about Danny Green and how he kicks up in the playoffs. I need you to kick it, Danny. I need you to kick it up a notch. So we'll see how our guys do. Our road is going to be a tough one, I feel like. I thought we were going to have an easy, you know, lay up this first series because we are playing Washington, but based off what I seen yesterday, this is what it looks like. So
Sixers and 6.
Sixers and 6. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we might end up playing your guys, the Hawks.
I would love that.
In the next round. You know, who won their game last night. And then you see Brooklyn down below. The good thing is we don't have to play the Bucks and the Nets.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them
one or the other.
That's the good thing about this matchup. I'm happy about that. So yeah, I'm starting to see conversation online about us not being able to beat the Nets even if we had our roster and the Bucks roster. We'll see what it comes down. There's a lot of slanderous talk.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Slanderous talk. Let's get into the NBA awards. The finalists have been announced. 6 awards to honor the top performers of the season: Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Most Improved Player, Most Valuable Player, Rookie of the Year, and Sixth Man of the Year. Not a lot of surprises here. Shout out to my guy Jeremy Grant, man. I was really proud.
He turned up.
Jeremy in there. A Cuse guy. Syracuse all the way.
What? He was a Sixer too, right? So y'all got those Syracuse and Sixers, right? Yeah.
Syracuse guy, one of my guys. Shout out to the Qs. Let's take a look at some of the categories that we're nominated in. Most valuable player, the MVP award, big award. People have been going back and forth about this award all season. Now, you know, Sean Bell has been talking about the Joker for weeks, for months. That's who he feels like is going to take this award away. How are you feeling, Terrell?
A few weeks ago, I really thought it was Embiid's award to lose prior to his injury and missing so much time. Me personally, I think it's Steph Curry's award. When I start looking at MVPs, then I kind of look at the supporting cast. And Joker has had a phenomenal year, but he also has a very strong supporting cast. You know, Jamal Murray, even though he got hurt not too long ago, you have the likes of Michael Porter. Like you have a great team surrounded around you. Embiid had a great team as well. Don't get me wrong with the Sixers and everything, but he also had some new pieces in which he had to kind of learn in the Danny Greens and the Steph Curry. So I saw it as far as Embiid, but Steph Curry to me, it was just like no Klay Thompson. Wiseman gets hurt. You're out there. I don't, they're NBA players. So I don't want to disrespect anyone's talent, but they're not the best of the better NBA players. And he still was able to make nearly make the playoffs. I would go with Steph Curry. I think possibly losing that play-in game might hurt a little bit, but for me, it's Steph Curry.
You know what? We were on the same page. I mean, as much as I would love Joel to win this award, if this was a fan award, I think Joel would take it definitely. But this is, broadcasters and sportscasters and sports writers voting on this award. These guys have the stats. They've watched all the games. And I think, and I keep saying this, I feel like the Joker is going to win it by default. And I said this a couple of episodes ago. They were dragging me on YouTube. I think all the Joker fans found that one little clip and they was dragging me for filth. I really just think that he is in this conversation right now because of some of the injuries that we've seen, not only from Joel, but some of our fantastic players in the league. What Seth Curry has managed to do with his scoring and the records that he broke playing for the Warriors, he should have it. It should be him. And because I think they didn't make the play-in tournament, they didn't make the playoffs, I don't know if they're going to pick him. But it should be him because without him, he is the most valuable player on that team. Without him, they don't go there. They don't. And like Sean made this comparison one day. He said when Joel wasn't out, the Sixers still won. That was valid.
That was very valid. Yes.
That was valid. So we have some other players, to your point, that have filled in. So it really should be Steph Curry, excuse me. It really should be Steph Curry. And it's just a shame that I don't think they're going to give it to him. If they do, I would be really, really impressed and really happy because he deserves it. But I just don't think they're going to give it to him because he's not in the playoffs. And it's going to, by default, go to the Joker, unfortunately. Agreed. No disrespect to his fans. I know y'all out here, but other people deserve the award. And if not Joel, definitely Mr. Curry here. Let's look at Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, our guy, Ben, Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert. Rudy has won this twice before. I think it's going to go to Rudy again. As much as I want Ben to win it, and I think what Ben deserves, because to be honest, no one can guard like Ben. Ben can guard everyone from the center to the point guard. I don't see Rudy doing that. So I think that Ben should have it, but I think because of the narrative formed around Ben, where he's not shooting, I people don't like Ben.
No, they don't. They don't like Ben.
I just don't understand why they don't like him, and I just think Gobert is going to take this one away. However, it really should go to Ben Simmons. Ben and Steph Curry are going to be in the same boat for me. These are the people who should win this, but because of all these other factors, these other guys are going to win it. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it was Ben's award to win last year. I think he was cheated last year. I don't think he had as a great of a defensive season this year as he did last year. I thought Draymond had a phenomenal defensive season. However, win-loss records has a lot to say about that. So although his defensive percentages and everything like that were great, they weren't resulting in the Warriors winning games. So I agree. I see Rudy Gobert with Utah being the number one seed in the West and everything like that. I see him winning the award. However, I do think Green and Simmons have had better seasons on the defensive end.
Yeah, agreed. So here's a little pop quiz, right? So the Sixers have only ever won the Defensive Player of the Year award once, right? Who was it?
Dikembe.
Yes, oh my God, you knew it.
Well, 2001.
Yes.
Yeah, you know a little bit.
Listen, now it all makes sense. That's why I popped this picture in earlier. He actually has won the Defensive Player of the Year award the most, like ever, 4 times with 3 different teams. The Sixers being one of those teams. So, okay, Terrell.
I remember that season. That was a great year.
I see you. That's the playbook. Let's get to a word from one of our sponsors.
Stop overpaying for wireless. Switch to Boost Mobile and watch your bill drop. Plans starting at $10 a month that match your data needs. Think your phone company can get down like that? Get started for as low as $10 a month. All on America's largest 5G network for less. Boost Mobile.
We are way behind here on the Shot Clock. It's our digital sports show. I'm Mina SayWhat. Terrell Thomas, senior sports and entertainment editor for These Urban Times, joining me. Shout out to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. We were going to talk about kind of the culture that's being built in the Eagles right now. I feel like Coach Nick Sirianni is really building things up. He's preaching accountability, connection, competition, football IQ. It seems like they're really building a great thing. But we have to move on. We have to talk about J. Cole. Okay. Number 1 album in the country.
Yeah, that thing is hot.
J. Cole. The off season. However, he's working hard on this pro basketball career. Representing Rwanda in the African Basketball League. Not a good debut. He struggled a little bit. I mean, this is a rapper that's now becoming a pro basketball player. So there's going to be some adjustments here, but it looks like he's starting to get his confidence a little bit. He didn't score any points in his second debut with the team, but in his third game, it looks like he's starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. Watch this.
Strong defensive play, that is by Ben Romdan. Good opportunity here for Cole. Cole goes up. Oh, Cole gets the 2. Cole gets the 2.
Cole gets the 2. How is our guy looking, man? What does he have to work on, T?
You spoke a minute ago about fans attacking you on social media. A few folks saw our clip when I said J. Cole would have 20 points in his debut. So I got that thrown in my face a lot over the weekend. I was surprised. I did think he was going to have more of a scoring presence. I really did. I really, really did. So I was surprised that he only scored 3 points. But the second, what you said, it does seem like he's getting a lot more comfortable now. The first game, maybe he did have a little some jitters or something like that. Game 2, same. He turned it up more on the defensive side of the ball, and then in game 3, it did seem like he's slowly starting to. It's all coming together for him. So it's great to see the progress or the progression in his game. But yeah, I was a little salty. I thought he was gonna come out gunning on his first game. I thought we was gonna see something crazy out there.
I mean, he's been training with Master P, so I think we all had that expectation because, you don't just get into any pro basketball league just being booty.
Facts.
He obviously has something, but this isn't like playing high school. You know what I'm saying? like he is in a pro league, so there's obviously going to be some adjustment there when you're playing really good professional basketball players. So I'm proud of him, though, for even getting here. I don't care if he scores 0 points or 2 points. The fact that he worked hard towards his goal and he's there and he's working at it day in, day out, he's going to get his footing. He's going to be a little bit more comfortable. And we're going to start seeing plays like that where it doesn't seem like he's nervous or insecure or unsure of himself, LeBron James violated the NBA health and safety protocols for the Lakers and Warriors play-in tournament. Listen. You were wondering what he did to violate. This is what he was doing. Even to Drake to corrupt people.
That's
Drake always out here just trying to lure people to do stuff they shouldn't be doing. LeBron was attending a promotional event for Lobo 1707, a tequila brand that he backs. It wasn't just him and Drake in the mix. There was a couple of people in that little promotional event. It looks like they were having a grand old time. There he goes. Look at this.
Look
at the guy in the back, like, yeah, ain't got no business being here on the phone. He's the one calling TMZ. You see the guy?
He do look like he do. My guy in the red hat.
He was the one that told them. So, here's the thing. The Lakers were made aware of the situation. LeBron James was not suspended. Obviously, his team played yesterday. He was not suspended because they said this did not pose a level of threat to spread the virus. There was vaccination cards required or a recent negative COVID test. But is this acceptable? Do we just let stuff like this fly, especially we're in the middle of playoff season?
When this story broke, and I'm one who's been critical of LeBron James over his career, and when I saw this though, I was like, "Come on, y'all!" I thought he should be suspended. I mean, if we just going by the guy, like he should have been suspended. But we understand it's a big business, and LeBron's, he pretty much is the NBA. I thought it was some BS though for us to have players like Kevin Durant taken off of the court mid-game, for ourselves. I know we cover the NBA actively, and we haven't been able to go into the arenas as much because of all these safety protocols and how it's affected the season. We seen what happened with Kyrie when he was taken out. Shoot, even in the play-in tournament, Careless LeVert that played for Indiana wasn't allowed to play in the play-in tournament and help his team possibly have a chance to advance. So it's kind of one of those things where in my opinion, LeBron kind of like he made a decision. I'm LeBron James. What y'all gonna do? He knew like y'all not gonna find me or suspend me. So it is what it is. That's a crazy situation. Crazy situation.
It just clearly shows the favoritism that happens in the league for certain players. And once you start making excuses for why people can break protocol and not get suspended, I think you are on a slippery slope. Because that's not an excuse. Oh, they require negative COVID tests and you can get your vaccine. Just because you have the vaccine doesn't mean that you don't get the virus. So, especially during playoffs where there's more fans in the stands, protocols being lifted, you're playing all these players. You might be playing a different team if the Lakers make it, in a couple of days or weeks, 2 weeks or whatever. It's irresponsible. And I get that it's his tequila brand, but this is why the NBA needs to hold their players accountable for what they do, regardless if it's, the guy that never plays on the bench or LeBron James. Real quickly, because we're running out of time. I know you're not a big fan of Jake Paul, but he has inked a multi-fight deal with Showtime. This guy started on YouTube. He's 3 fights in, and he has a deal with Showtime. Does this change how you feel about Jake Paul?
No, it doesn't at all. Like to me, when we see these YouTube stars, these TikTok stars, given advantages that you have some people who have been training or trying to do things their entire lives for, I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not on board. And from Showtime's perspective, I mean, it's smart. I understand why. They see the numbers he draws in via YouTube. They understand that boxing is a dying sport, whether boxing fans want to admit it or not. UFC has kind of taken over the former boxing audience. So it makes sense from a business perspective, but no, I'm not a fan, won't be watching, won't be supporting, endorsing, none of that. I'm just not a fan at all.
Okay. Simone Biles, congratulations to her. She made history again this Saturday. Let's watch the move that everyone's talking about today.
We actually saw this with our own eyes right in front of us. It has been absolutely unbelievable to watch every single time. Here we go. Wow.
Unbelievable.
She's so effortless. She looks everything looks so simple. But this actually has made Simone become the first woman to land the Urenco double pike at the US Classic. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. The move is hard to say and it's hard to do, basically. Okay. The Yurchenko. And a woman has never done this move. A female gymnast has never done this move in competition. Incredible.
Facts.
Incredible. Real quickly, let's get into plays this week. Let's see who our Sixers are taking on. Well, we know who they're taking on. But this is what we're looking like. Wednesday, we are back at the Wells Fargo Center for this home game, 7:00. And then we head over to Washington to take on the Wizards. Game 3, Game 4. Depending on the outcome, we will see if there will be a Game 5 and 6. And then obviously that will come back to our home court in South Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo Center. So you're saying Sixers in 5?
Sixers and 6. I'm giving Westbrook and Bill 2 games. I just think they're 2 phenomenal offensive talents. I'm going to give them 2 games. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Sixers wrap this up in 5. I wouldn't be surprised at all, but I'm going to just Sixers and 6.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Our guys got to get some things together. They got to shut down Bradley Beal because that man was a beast.
Facts.
Last night. Okay. Thank you for watching. We are on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. You can stream us live every Monday at 12:00 at R&B Philly. It's a digital show, so you watch right on here. Okay. We'll talk to you next Monday. Go Sixers. Let's get these W's.
Go Sixers.
Thank you, Terrell.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. It's the Shot Clock. I'm Mina SayWhat. watching The Shot Clock. I'm your host, Mina SayWhat, and you got something you want to talk about next week? You can always hit me up on social media at Mina SayWhat, and make sure you join us 12 o'clock next Monday on R&B Philly's Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll see you then.